Alright YouTube, I thought we'd do a pretty cool test today with the chronograph with some really junky 22 ammo. This is the junkiest stuff I've ever shot. Winchester white box bulk. I have primers that don't go off all the time. Most of the rounds will jam, at least 50% of them will jam. They're horrible. Advertised velocity, will that zoom in? I don't think so, but it says 1280 feet per second. And we have the classic CCI stingers. Who don't love the CCI stinger? It's a really hot 22 long rifle round. It's the hottest that I know of. 1640 advertised feet per second. That's smoking for a 22 long rifle. That's knocking on the door of some of the 22 mag ammo. But anyhow, I got a chronograph just recently. Thought it'd be fun to start doing some videos like this. I thought I was ordering the Pro Chrono Digital. I accidentally ordered the Pro Chrono PAL. I think the only difference between the two is the other one, it has more stuff on it, like you can do multiple strings and stuff like that. This one you can only do one string at a time. But as far as the sensors and all of that, I think it's the same, and I think the accuracy would be the same. Like I said, just one string at a time, I'm okay with that. I don't want things to get too complicated anyway. But this one still will tell you your high and your low, and it will tell you your how many shots fired, and it will tell you your average. So that's all that I need out of a chronograph anyway. But let's get started. I'm going to shoot. I'm shooting these out of a. I was going to shoot them out of a Marlin 60, and then I realized, well, I got the 795. It's magazine fed. I thought, well, that'll be a little simpler to have 5 rounds of each in 2 different magazines. But like I said, it's one string at a time. So after I shoot the cheap stuff, I'll come back to the chrono, and we'll look at the average and the high and the low and all that, and then we'll reset it and shoot the stingers. Okay. It'll take just a second to get this going. I'm going to get a tripod for this thing. I've only had this thing like 2 days, but I'm going to get a tripod for it probably sometime this week, and that'll work a lot better. But for now, we are using the kids' trampoline. If I can't zoom this in from back here enough to see, then I'll take it back up. Yeah, that'll work. I'll just set this up right at the chronograph. That should work out just fine. Okay, like I said, first I'm going to shoot those Winchesters. They're advertised at 1280 feet per second, and we'll come back and talk about it. Then I'll shoot the stingers. Here we go. 11:59. Well, jam. Can't say that I'm surprised. Shot number 2. Primer that didn't go off. Number 2, 1206. Shot 3, 1218. Having to put a couple back in the magazine because of the ones that didn't go off. Alright, 2 more. Got 4, 1192. Got 5, 1226. Alright, let's get this. Got some glare on there. Let's review this. The high, 1226. The low, 1159. It automatically goes back to the high, 1226. Average, 1200 even. And then goes back to the high again, 1226. So, number of shots, 5. 1226. 1159. 1200 average. 5 shots. Alright. Let's turn this off. Turn it back on. Let's go shoot those stingers. Alright. Here we go. First shot. $14.89. $15.71. Duplicate. That means it's the same as the last shot. $14.71 twice. $16.15. And $14.47. Okay, well that was cool that we had 2 that was exactly the same. But I tell you what, that's a lot slower than the barrel on that 795 is a little on the short side. But even with a little bit longer barrel, I don't think it would have got us to 1640. That's a big difference. The high, 1515. 1447 was the low. It's a pretty good spread there. That's not quite 75 feet per second, but it's quite a bit. That's the low. Average, 1478 was the average. 1447 again was the low. Number of shots, 5. Again, high, 1515. 1447 was the low. Average, 1478. 5 shots. Okay, so there you have it. That was a little bit of a learning experience for me. I knew those blazers. I mean, I'm sorry. I knew that the stingers were a good bit hotter. They never malfunctioned. I don't think I've ever had a stinger that jammed or something. Maybe I did way back when I was a kid. I don't know, but they run flawless. But I did expect them to be close to the advertised velocity. So that's a little disappointing to see that they are almost 200 feet per second slower than what's on the box. That's a big deal. The cheap stuff, it was a little slower too, but not as much as the stingers. Still, stingers, great ammo. So that's not up there with a 22 mag. Still hot for a 22 though. Stay tuned. I'll probably do some more videos with this chronograph. This is pretty fun. Thanks a lot.